how has your days been, guys? How's your Monday been?
I've just been watching Rammel's Marvel stream, which was pretty entertaining. I'm sure Rammel can attest to that.
Yeah, it was fun. I like doing Marvel streams, especially on a Monday. It's something I introduced just as a little thing, because obviously I normally stream on a schedule, but then I decided Marvel's actually a really good thing to get people involved in. Like, people enjoy marbles. You'd be surprised how many people are attracted to watching balls go down a track. They actually love it. It's crazy.
It's true.
And I get the growth that you get from playing that game is insane.
It is ridiculous, like, but people just love balls. It's just how
they do. They absolutely love them.
so much.
Yeah, Goku, like, I think if I remember right, like, it was that game was pretty much why you like got to affiliate and all. So yeah,
pretty much, yeah. The reason I got the affiliate, because we were so close and started streaming that, and then everyone was like, "Sweet, just go and just go hit affiliate," and I was like, "All right, cool, thanks, just fucking spam me."
Yeah, Marvel. Yeah, it's amazing, man. But how was your Monday as well? Like, I hope you had a great Monday as well.
It was alright. I woke up late. I didn't wake up till my phone went off because Ramble was live. So I literally was like half asleep. My dog's snoring beside me, and I looked at my phone. It's like, Ramble's live. I'm like, alright, okay.
Yeah, like, I wanted to sleep in as well, because for those who don't know, like, yesterday we did these two guys, Ramble and Keane and Gavin. We did like a birthday. They did a birthday stream for me, and we were just playing that Pogo Stuck and Scribble.io, and it was that. And this was like the first year I kind of did something like this for my birthday. Usually I just have like a birthday cake and the family just give me some presents. And we just go to like a restaurant we haven't been to before. But like, this was something different, and it's nice to actually do something with your mates as well. Like, so it definitely has like, not only am I just spending time with my family, but I'm also spending time with my friends. And I want to thank you guys again for doing that for me, because you guys are the best.
It's our pleasure.
I am the best. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Yes, you are the best. You are the very best.
To be fair, do you guys find it strange that, like, for like birthdays and that, even like Snow's just said, normally I think people associate parties with being live in your face with each other. I mean, like face to face, and obviously, I guess you couldn't call it as party as such, but it was kind of a get together through online.
Yeah.
Which is, I think it's a little bit strange, but at the same time, I feel like it can just be as fun. If not more entertaining, because you're in your own home, you're comfy, and you're just playing games, something that you love. I feel like it's different, but I loved it last night. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, like it was definitely something I did before. And actually, I'll let you go. What do you want to say?
No, I was just gonna say, and let's be honest, like, everybody has family members when it comes to like birthdays and parties they don't want to deal with. At least whenever you're doing something like that, you pick the people you want to be with, and you're just like, right, these are the people I want to hang out with today. This is happening. Yeah,
it's kind of weird, because I used to do that like when I was we had all the family come around, like for those I have a huge family, like probably bigger than quite a few people, and like I had my uncles and my aunts and my cousins just come around. We did that. We don't really do that anymore, because it's like, we only come around for like special occasions, but like, it's kind of interesting to do something weird and do something different. And I like and just to like go back to what you were saying, Ramal, about like people not seeing that understanding streaming these type of parties being good as live parties. It kind of reminds me of a video by the True Geordie. I'm no Goku. You've heard of it, but I'm not sure if you've heard of it, Ramal.
I don't know much about it though. I don't think.
Yeah, like he was just like watching a video of this YouTuber who was celebrating like 14 million subscribers, and what he did was he went into Minecraft and had a bit of a party with like all of his viewers and all, and like the True Geordie was like, what? Because the True Geordie definitely comes off as like a very wholesome person. I like to think so. And so like he doesn't really, and I think like to him, he doesn't really get this type of stuff of like, let's go on Minecraft and celebrate. And that was my attempt at a Newcastle accent, and I apologise to all the people at Newcastle. Please don't kill me.
To be fair, it's because like he's seen as like, True Geordie is sort of like how most people picture like a butch bloke to be. He's all football.
Yeah. Right.
He's football, beer, and pints. Like, all he cares about is Newcastle United and a drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he is probably one of my favorite YouTubers, though. He is 100%.
I'm all for people having that kind of persona and that view and that, but as long as, and I don't know this person, so I can't judge this person in particular, but if there's anyone that judges other people for celebrating in ways that they want to celebrate and puts it down, it annoys me a little bit that they feel that they can dictate how someone celebrates a birthday, a party, or a celebration of any kind. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that person does it, but it comes across, I think, as that kind of thing. Do you know, if they look down like that, if they don't get it, that's fine. You don't understand it, but as long as you don't ridicule it because you don't get it, I think that's something that's important to take away.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, I can definitely agree with that. Like, obviously, like, I don't think the true Georgie actually meant it any that way. Like, I think he was just
I'm sure he didn't.
He was taking a piss. He does take the piss quite a bit. Mm-hmm. Like that video, like he was just taking a piss of like all these videos on trending, and it was kind of and that's that kind of thing with the commentary community. It's kind of like that British type of humor where like this guy, I kind of like I have nothing against the guy, but I just think he's funny as fuck.
We haven't even really introduced ourselves to the channel.
Yeah, we haven't.
Who are you, Adam? Like, who are you?
Well, like I'm Adam. I think some people might know me as the Snowlock or Snow, like from my Twitch. But yeah, like I'm Adam, and I'm kind of like a bit of it's kind of a weird one for me because like I consider myself to be a very weird person and I won't call myself as eccentric because I've seen more eccentric people than me.
No, we can agree. I would say weird. Yeah.
Well, thanks, guys. Yeah, like I don't know. I just came like from like a working class family and just like just trying to like do the best I can in what I do. Like I also have like got some weird stuff in my head and that like and I do some very weird things because I think to like people like Keane or Gavin or everyone around me, they probably think when they see me do stuff or like do something, they'll probably think, why do you do that? And when I try to, and when they ask me that, I'm always like, I have no idea because I can't really explain my actions because for those who don't know, I have dyspraxia, which is kind of like a coordination type disorder where like I don't know, I struggle at school and like it's kind of like heartbreaking when you can't really do things as good as other students. Like I couldn't even tie my shoelaces till I was like 10, 11 years old. Like I can only like tie one knot. It's really
it was like a challenge for you then growing up.
Yeah, like yeah, it was exactly like a challenge. Like but like it's kind of interesting how like how I pushed myself because I'm just even thinking back now like I don't think a lot of people like in school really thought I'd amount to much, but like looking back now, I graduated uni, I made really good friends, and it's just and I'm actually still amazed by like what I did in the past. Like I moved to the city I live in now just about 14 years ago, and the second school I went to it was they really pushed me, and I struggled so much. Like I hated everyone there. Like it was. I don't think there were many Asians there, so because I think there was like a lot of white kids there, so I don't think I really got along. And I think like I stopped going when there was an incident where like the student was like throwing snowballs at my mum and myself and my sisters, and I think I couldn't remember what it was, but like I think it was like there was some racial type.
It was kind of like they were intentionally targeting you and your family sort of thing. Which is obviously is not okay. It's ridiculous that kids even think that way.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, like, it's ridiculous. I know, like, but yeah, like I then got transferred to like another school, and I've been there and I completed primary school, fortunately, and yeah, like and then I went to secondary school, which was I don't know, like it was a weird school, but like I kind of had bad vibes of where it was going to go, like in my final year, and I was kind of glad to leave. And plus, I had like so many embarrassing memories. Like I was actually really insecure, like when I went there. So yeah.
So can I just ask then? Is it dyspraxia? Did you say?
Yeah, dyspraxia.
So do you think? Did you know at the age that you were diagnosed with it that you had it? Were you told that you had this thing? Were you explained to you what it was?
I was kind of explained to it like when I was like 10 years old, like a few years, like a year later, I think. But like I think I was going through like other stuff because I also was taking physiotherapy because like when I was like growing up, like, I had like a bit of a weird walk because I don't think I I learned how to like walk properly.
Yeah.
And it's just like and also like stuff in my hands, like I can't like I was told to like get like write with like really like big pens, so like I could like write properly, because like with the skinny pens, like my writing's absolutely terrible, which is also apparently affected with my coordinate, with my dyspraxia. So it's kind of interesting looking back now, because although like these days I just use any pen I can.
But do you think knowing what you had changed how you got brought up? Do you think if you didn't know that, you would have been brought up, and you yourself would have acted and ended up differently?
Oh, definitely, man. Like it's kind of weird, because I think it's one of those things where like
after you finished secondary school. So I imagine that like a lot of that stuff kind of touched on your school learning and stuff and all that kind of stuff. Where were you heading after secondary school? Like, what did you want to do? Where did you want to go?
Well, to be fair, like I did want to go uni. I was hoping to go to uni, but I was like, I was just thinking to myself, I had two choices. I could either do geography, or I could go into film. And now the reason why is because everyone I told this to, they always said that those are like so different, but the reason was because I love geography, but the only place that I did geography was a place where everyone was going to, and I didn't want to go to a place where everyone was going to, because I kind of wanted a fresh start. And plus I didn't do media studies, but I wanted to like learn more about film, because I love film. My dad made sure I grew up with film. Like everything that I like, he bombarded me with references, make me watch films that like he watched like the old type films. He's still trying to do that and tell me like, oh, you haven't seen that film, Adam? And I said to him, oh, don't worry, Dad. I'll watch that film, and I never do. Oops, and which is pretty standard. But yeah, like and also like Star Wars was my favorite film, and I remember just like standing on the sofa, just reenacting the "I am your father" scene, and just like. And as Luke and I just like fall down onto the couch.
I remember you telling me about that. You did it last week, didn't you? You were standing on the sofa and you were saying to your dad,
pretty much. I was just I was on the sofa.
Yeah, just last week.
No, and then I just cannonballed into the sofa. Like,
yeah.
I was so fortunate I didn't hurt myself, man. Like, I was actually kind of scared for my safety. Like,
a 20-year-old man can hurt himself cannonballing onto his sofa, 100%. Yeah. Especially reenacting Star Wars.
My life flashed before my eyes, man.
Mate, I hurt myself getting up in the morning now. I get out of bed and I'm like, oh, my knee.
Yeah, just for those listening or watching, depending which way you're doing this. We're all young to mid-20s, so this should not be happening, but it definitely is.
I am mid-20s.
Says the man with
We've got one mid-20, one very close to mid-20, and one early 20s, so that's how we're rolling at the minute.
I'm old, man.
I'm an old man. So
I'm younger, so these guys are my dad.
Yep.
We're just one person.
Baby Adam.
Dad.
Baby Adam.
So, Gavin, how about you then?
Yes.
Like, who are you?
Well, I'm Gavin. Live in Northern Ireland. Have all of my life, pretty much, bar like 3 years when I lived in Germany.
Did not know that.
Yes. Yeah. Drop some knowledge on you all.
That's it. We know it.
Plot twist.
But yeah, so I've lived here. Like, I was born here, moved.
But you were made in the Navy.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Have you seen those adverts? Sorry,
I mean, technically, you're kind of not wrong.
Oh, interesting.
I never.
But no, so like my dad was in the army and stuff.
Right.
Growing up, so lived here, was born here, moved to Germany. My sister was born. Then when my sister was like 3, I think we moved, or when I was like, I think when my sister was like youngish anyway, we moved back here. And I've lived in the exact same place for like 20 years now. It's a fucking nightmare. I need out.
Oh, do you?
I need to leave.
Is it that you don't like the area, or do you just want to get out the house?
Yeah, I just need to leave the area. It's been the same area for like. Nothing's changed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can definitely relate to that, Goku.
So do you? Go on, sorry, Snow.
Yeah, no, like, I was just saying I can definitely relate to that. Like, even my area, like, it's I have to admit that my area is a shithole. So like. Yes, it's just this weird state of what the UK is in right now. Like it's really not on. But yeah,
it's all right. We might not be in the UK for long if shit goes the way they want it to go.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll be out to be like, nah, mate, bye.
So would you say, Gavin, that do you need this? Do you need change, or do you like repetition in your daily life for that, or would you just say that 20 years is enough, and you would say that you don't mind change, but it doesn't need to happen, sort of thing?
See, I'm one of those people. I can't do like repetitive stuff. Like
Right.
Like my attention span is so low.
Yeah.
For a lot of things. That's what I used to hate. Like when I was unemployed, and like as much as I love gaming and stuff, when I was unemployed, I fucking hated it because you sat there playing games, and I'm just like, I can't be bothered with this game anymore. I just can't. I just can't.
You
And
lose
that's,
your
like,
passion.
things I would never do, and I'm like sat there like having to try and find other things to do around the house. It fucking kills me. It kills me. Like no, like I think it is. It's just more of those things. Like I want to be able to go and do different things, and being where I am at the minute, I can't do those things.
Yeah,
You know
you kind of like confined,
Yeah.
restricted sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's just like a dream for everyone. To be fair, like, and we all want to do these things, but like, life gets in the way, or like we just can't be bothered, or it's just, I don't know, like it's just these things that like I think we've hit so many blocks, like especially when it comes to projects or what we say we want to do. Like Keane knows this one. Like every time when we were on the way home, like we always took the train from uni to the same train station. I always like told him about all these ideas. I'm like, and I don't think like most of them ever came to fruition because like either like time or like I was just dissatisfied with the product, or like it's just so much. And it's like something that I want to change now. Like I do something different. I think. What do you say that you want? Is that something you want to do as well, Goku? Especially now, like in the past few months, I think there's been a bit of a change with like how we've all developed in terms of doing these projects and all the stuff we do in our spare time. Like, what do you say? Like, you'd notice a change now?
I would say, like, as in like a change in myself.
Yes. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I would say so. Like, definitely, like coming like from where I started from, doing this, like before even doing this, like I wouldn't have thought about doing this like 5-6 months ago. This wouldn't have been like, it would have been something I'd have been like in my head, like watching YouTube videos and like watching other podcasts and stuff. I'd have been like, oh, that would be a cool idea one day. I wouldn't but then it'd be like one of those things of I would never actually go and do it.
Yeah. It's kind of looking at really like aspirational jobs, isn't it? And you're like, oh, that seems awesome. But it's like, well, I'm not going to do any of the steps to get there. But it does seem really cool.
Definitely.
Unless somebody hands me this, I'm not actually going to do it.
Yeah.
Like it was definitely something with YouTube. Like I think we were all there. Like when we're just watching YouTube videos of like all these famous people, like Sidemen or all these like famous people, and you're like, I'm gonna do that. I think I was like one point I'm going to do that, but I never did. Like, it's kind of weird now that we're actually doing it in a way. Like, it's not exactly, but like we're getting close to it. It's mad.
Yeah, well, sorry.
No, sorry, Karen.
I was just gonna say, like, for me, like my entire life, I've always wanted to do something in entertainment. Like when I was a kid, like growing up till like I was like maybe 17. I wanted to be a games designer. I was obsessed with video games. I wanted to make video games. Literally, in my brain, like the way I thought I would make it as a person was if I made a game and I could see my name at the end of the credits at the end of a game. Like like some people like do film and stuff and they just want to see their name in a credit at the end of a movie.
Yeah.
Like mine was I want the credits to roll at the end of an awesome game and my name be there. Like just even if it's like it was just like as a shitty coder or something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
so
I like how you made that sound like an actual role. Here's all the good coders, and here's the shitty coder.
and then seventh tier.
Gavin.
Down there.
So how about you, Ramlock? Did you like ever have like any aspirations that like you ever thought like I want to be like?
It seems really negative the way I got brought up. It wasn't bad at all, but it's going to sound like it's like really harsh and stuff, but it wasn't. But I got brought up in definitely working class family, and they were all focused on you got to work, you got to make your way in life, you've got to earn your way in life. You can't sit by. So they only saw and like for example, my dad's been in his same not the same job, he's been in the same company since he was 16, and he's just worked his way up. So he's gone a long way, and he's 50 now, or he's very close to 50, one or the other. So he's been there a long time, and he earns a living from it and that. But they were all like growing up. and again, it sounds horrible, but they weren't mean to do this. But education wasn't huge for them. They were like, oh, as long as you get a good job. And to them, they didn't really get a good education. They was like, well, they worked early and worked their way up. So they was like, oh, that's what you need to do. So if it ever came to like showing them my grades and that, they'd say, oh, well done. But they didn't understand it, and they weren't like, oh, that means you can go to this college, or that means that you can go to this uni and stuff. It just didn't register with them. They were like, you need a job, you need to earn money, you need to work your way up. So I had aspirations, but it wasn't kind of like, they were very grounded like in realism, in what I could actually achieve. So I mean, obviously when you're young, you want to be a superhero, you want to be all this kind of stuff, don't you? It's like, oh, I'm going to be the next Spider-Man. And I don't mean like roles, I mean you genuinely wanted to shoot webs from your wrist.
I genuinely used to tell people I was Spider-Man. As a kid, I was Spider-Man.
I mean, but the worst superhero ever if you went to them, yes, I'm Spider-Man, just so you know. This is me without the mask.
Man, just see me in the playground when I was just like playing, like just like reenacting movie scenes with my mates. Like I remember I was just like reenacting the final scene of Spider-Man 2 with my mate, where like I was like Dr. Octopus, and like and my mate was just like Spider-Man, and we were just like rereading lines from the film. It was just amazing. But yeah, like, but when would you say like you, Keane, that you found like found that like that thing where you were like, I wanted to do this, like I wanted to like, I absolutely want to do this in the future? Would you say?
Well, it kind of. I mean, I've always, like I said, I always at there because obviously when you are younger, I mean, this applies to most people. When you are younger, you want to envision being a superhero. You envision doing action scenes from films. You envision doing all this kind of stuff. In primary school, which if you're watching outside of the UK, is kind of like, what is primary school outside the UK?
Is it grade school?
First grade.
It's something like it's like grade school. So that's where it was. Like I took to writing a little bit, and I've always loved video games and games on consoles and PC and that. I've absolutely had a passion for it. But the way that I vision stuff, and I still do it now, is if I picture designing or creating something, I picture like storyboards for it, or I picture how it would look, opposed to I struggle writing it down. I'd rather see it. So I mean, that's why films resonated with me a lot, and games, because it's very visual and I can see what's happening. I'm like, oh, it'd be cool if that could happen, and then this happens. It wouldn't be, okay, they take this many steps doing this. It's not calculated, it's just in my head, it's them doing it, sort of thing. So I think I grasped to films and games doing that. And like you said, Gavin, the whole game design thing was a dream of mine at one point, but I thought, and again, I was very similar in the credits thing. It's weird how close it matched. So I was like, I love seeing my credit, but then I thought, well, that's all I'd love. I don't think I'd like the behind the scenes of it. I'd like to see the finished product, and I'd like my name to be there, but I don't think I'd like to do the work to get it there.
No, like in my head, I would have done the work. Like the only problem was, my only issue was the fact of like was doing everything I could to do that up until I was 17. Got to A levels, like got to decide in A levels, and like find out about like unis and what courses you need to do to get into that course. So I looked at games designing. Yeah, it was like, what was it? It was like, to get into the uni that I would need to get into to do it, I needed, I think, like A-level IT, which I was going to do anyway. That was fine. A-level, I think it was A-level physics. And A-level additional maths. And I was like, well, that's just not fucking happening. I was like,
that seems like so harsh. I mean, I'm not putting anything against game designers, but I wouldn't have thought that much like technical stuff would have been
exactly. That's, I was sat there. I was like, I don't do maths normally. Like I struggle with basic arithmetic. I'm not doing this fucking. There's no way.
I'd be the exact same. I mean, obviously that's where we differ. It was just credit was after, but because obviously I was brought up with that industry folk, like get a job, earn your way. They weren't forcing me to do any of this. These are just their opinions. This is how they got money. This is how they were brought up. So again, it's not a bad thing that they did. But then it's like I went to college, and because I couldn't, I at like GCSE I took media studies, and then at college the one I went to I couldn't take it, didn't have anything like it, so I took English writing courses, basically stuff like that. And then again, because I was very focused on getting a job rather than expanding what I wanted to do, I went to job straight out of college, so it would have been 18, 19, and I was on a right wage. I was on literally at that time, and at that age, bear in mind 18 to 19 years, I was on like £11 an hour, which is insane for that age, coming straight out of college.
I still haven't hit that.
That's
ever.
a very.
No, I'm not anymore or anything like that. But I was getting that wage and stuff, and I was at that job for like 6 months, and then because I was agency, I got laid off due to like big company troubles and stuff. Just
Yeah, I
finances.
can
They
relate
weren't
to
like
that.
dodgy or anything. But I was laid off, and then, oh god, this is the painful part. This is where I went from job to job just to try and. Bear in mind, I'd moved out by this rate. Not many people, I don't think, anymore at a young age move out.
No.
But I moved out at
It's
19
rare.
years old, to literally like dependently living, not independently living, not having money given to me. I had to earn it. I had to pay my wages, pay my rent, pay my bills, all that stuff I had to do off my own back. So because obviously I lost my job, that I had to work, so I had to go from job to job to job. But I was good at saving, so I saved up, and then I worked at a call center thing at one point. And you know, I don't know if you guys have ever felt this, but I was working there. It was an extremely sunny day, like one of the hottest summers we've ever had, and it was the time for clearing for uni. And for those that don't know, clearing is where you don't apply and go to uni on the dates that like you get your grades or anything. And obviously we're talking 3 years after college, so obviously I got my grades ages ago, and it was the clearing times of summer, basically a few months before uni started. And I went to work one day, and I was getting shouted at down the phone by customers that were saying that it was my fault. I did nothing wrong to them. They just hated me, give me all this abuse. I looked around, everyone looked absolutely miserable that I was working with, a huge room full of people. I left that night and I said, I'm going to go to uni. I've decided it's something. If I don't do it now, I won't do it. Yeah. And then I thought, well, what have I always wanted to do? And I said, well, I love film. From when I did media back in GCSE to this point, I was like, I absolutely adore film. And because I can see stuff, like when I picture something, a creation, I picture it in moving images, and I see the image. I thought, well, directing is probably the best route I can go down in film. So I took a film course. It's called Film and Media, but it was just film. They've actually changed it now, so it's just film.
It's not a film. Yeah,
there's no media involved whatsoever, just mainly film.
There are way too many courses.
Yeah, well, how old am I now? I'm 24 now. I went to uni at 21, 22? Yeah, 21, 22. And then, I ended up graduating. It was hard. It was hard to do, especially with the money. I found out that the loan could cover my rent and stuff. And I'd still have a bit left over to save and do all this kind of stuff with. But yeah, I took that plunge. And now we're here. I finished last year, 2019, in July, was it, Adam?
Yeah, July.
Yeah, so we finished in July 2019, and basically, I had a part-time job halfway through uni. I'm still there at the minute. I'm still kind of doing part-time because it covers the rent at the point, and I'm trying to do more stuff with my spare time, which is this. I'm also looking for a job in what I trained for, so it's kind of like it's a bit chaotic in job looking and stuff. But I mean, I've talked a lot about working life, which is a bit boring. It makes me sound like bad, but that's kind of what's been happening. It's kind of consumed.
That is most of our lives nowadays. Like
it's same here.
Work.
That's it, exactly. It's like I mean, to throw it back to like what you guys touched upon about like getting to what we're doing now, and I know we're probably going to move on to this, but like I didn't think that I would ever do this.
No,
I mean, filming and YouTube and stuff was appealing because it was part of directing and all that kind of stuff. It's now what's known to be big projects and stuff, but I never thought I'd have the confidence or the ability to create stuff off my own back, plan it, do all this kind of stuff. I thought I'd need a big team or loads of help, but now we're here doing this.
We got a 3-man team.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to actually touch on that, because I'm trying to. Like, I remember when I first met you, like it was on Freshers. I didn't know why I went to Freshers because I was like, you know what, I'll go to Freshers week to see like what's happening. Maybe meet some people and maybe go to some events. I didn't go to most of the events that I think most people were going to because when you go to uni, like everyone is, the first few weeks is where like everyone is just like getting pissed or like just loads of drinking and how so many hangovers, freshers flu, etc. And like I went to like one of the more like film centric ones where like we were watching Singing in the Rain because I don't know why, because I think the lecturer. Jason, I believe it was, they were just like talking about about old school Hollywood or something like that, and he put on Singing in the Rain, and I do question the subject, but I didn't mind the film, and I was just walking home, and there was one, and I was just like I introduced myself to Sophie, and then and you were like and you were just right next to her, and I was like, and I think that's like when we first met, and just looking back, I never thought that like we kind of. It's kind of amazing how like that a small interaction with you there kind of like has led to this, to be honest with you. Like, I'm still surprised now.
It is a weird thing to think about. I mean, it's just like, yeah, I mean, I went to uni off my own. I don't think uni's necessary, by the way. I just want to point that out. It's a good thing to go to if you want to, but
like, look at me. I didn't do uni.
Exactly. It doesn't. It makes no difference if you want to try hard enough at something and get somewhere. You do it. Like Goku said, he didn't go to uni, but we did, and we're doing this exact same thing now. So it's possible for people who didn't go to uni to do it.
You can still make it.
Of course you can, 100%. But yeah, it is weird. It is weird thinking like that. 'Cause the Sophie that Adam mentioned is, I just met her literally first day, and we weren't sure where we were going. So literally, we kind of just happened to sit next to each other. We happened to be doing the same course, and I was like, oh. Hi, and she introduced herself and all this kind of stuff, and said, "Well, do you know where you're going?" No, and then we just said, "Oh, I'll stick with you because if you get lost, then I'm lost," sort of thing. And then obviously, it's weird how you meet people and grow to know them. Sophie eventually, I think in like the end of the first year or the end of the second year, she dropped out. It wasn't for her.
Yes.
But like Adam said, it's weird how we just got introduced by a third party we didn't even know that well, and yet it just you get drawn to people I think with similar interests and similar. The likes and stuff like that.
It's kind of interesting. I think it's the same thing with Goku. Gavin. For some reason, if you guys want to go and call him Goku sometimes, because his stream name is also it's called Goku Fail Guy 994, and I'm so used to calling him Goku. It's more easy to call Keane because I know him personally.
How many times can you say my name?
Don't worry. Say my name, boy.
Say my name. But I think, don't worry, I'll be sure like get used to calling you Gavin.
Yeah, I know. But they'll eventually come used. Like that's why I still haven't actually said your name, because I'm still going into my head and be like, it's Adam.
Just fix it to your mind. But I mean, so I mean, the main, obviously after these stories you probably figured and know now that me and Adam met each other through uni, but we met Gavin through what we all do now and what we've all taken up, which is Twitch streaming, which is something, I mean, I know I can say I'm passionate about.
I'm 100% passionate about it.
Yeah,
you guys passionate
I freaking love it.
They're doing, we're all doing brilliant. We've all grown as channels. We're not huge. We don't think this like we're not bragging, and we're not huge. We're
big.
We're very small, but at the same time we've grown a community and we've got to know each other even better. And that's kind of what this is kind of like Twitch has birthed this channel and this video and this podcast, however you're listening or watching it. This has kind of been created through our love of Twitch and just getting to know each other randomly on Twitch. Yeah,
I was just thinking back to like because I've seen Goku's name pop up in like Ramlock streams, because like the reason I got into Twitch was because me and Keane were just Keane was doing a bit of a catch up with me, because I don't know, I didn't actually know that if he was going to catch up with me, because we kind of left uni in a very weird situation, because we were working on this huge project and a lot of emotions were and stuff was going through, and like
you can say, Adam, we had a massive fallout.
Oh, did you have a fallout?
No. To be fair, it wasn't a massive fallout. But what definitely what Adam's saying is basically it was the last project of the uni, and because we were doing film, we had to make a short film, 10 minutes, which sounds easy. It sounds short, but having to get all the paperwork, you need all the casting, you need everything. It was, and you have to got to work with each other all the time. You've got to see each other outside of uni. You've got to organise meetings. You've got to go places you wouldn't normally want to go. And I think it was a massive weight on us. So there was a lot of conflict between not just us but the rest of the group in it as well. A lot of tension. Put it that way.
And to be fair, like I think that stuff was just because like it was. I think it was technically the first proper project with proper deadlines. I worked with Keane. There was a bit of a question mark when we left uni in terms of our relationship. So like, and then when I like, and I was just like busy cleaning up my house, and I got the message from Keane just asking how I'm doing and all, and I was like, and I was gonna let bygones be bygones, so like we could just start fresh, and then he just like just dropped his Twitch, that he had a Twitch he was just doing Twitch, and I was like,
I was just growing my channel. I didn't want him to. I didn't want him to follow me. I was like,
straight up plug.
Just follow me, and then you can disappear again. But he was like, no, I'm gonna do it too.
No, like because this is the thing with me. I'm very I guess you could call me stubborn and wholehearted in a way. Because like I'm very like if my mind is into it, I'll fight to do it. So like So like when he told me about that, he had a Twitch channel, and I had a Twitch account like for like a while. Like I had no clue how to use Twitch at the time, and so like so like I was like, I still have an account, so I might follow him. And I didn't really have a look through his content. I had a look at through a bit. I made a comment on Keane's forehead. And
Apparently I have a
how,
big forehead. I don't see it personally. I just have a big head in general. That part of it's not particularly big. It's the giant head anyway. I mean, look.
Is it bad that I'm now trying to stare at your forehead to see how big it is compared to the rest of us on camera right now? I'm just
but no, I oops, my mic. I actually remember the conversation. Well, a little bit anyway. I remember messaging you and all. He was right at the catch up and everything. And I remember saying, because right before we left uni. It was the last year, which is a shame. A lot of the creative ideas we had came in the last year of uni, so we didn't have time to do it. It was like if we had him in the first year, they could have been something by now, but we just didn't. We didn't have the thoughts then.
You didn't have me.
Yeah, that's true. We
didn't have you, Goku.
But I remember there was something called the Book Basket podcast that was.
Oh yes.
I wanted to make a film, not review, but film content podcast where we talk about films and stuff, and Snow wanted to do something like with books and literature.
Yeah,
and
it was your suggestion, by the way. Like I was like, oh, that could be interesting, and I wanted to like keep it going, but I don't know. I was just like it was. We did 2 episodes. Like I've still got them with me, like an external hard drive, and I haven't really done much with them yet. I still haven't. I don't think anyone's seen it yet. I might do something with it. Maybe put it on my YouTube channel or something, just like a beta of sorts. But like I was just talking to Keane about that. I still want to continue it, and he was just telling me about Twitch, and I was like, you know what? I'll watch my mate just like play Dying Light or something, because that's what he was playing at the time. And I was like, for a while I was like lurking for a bit, and I was like, I didn't want to comment just yet. And then like I laid down my first comment, and I think there was a bit of a surprise with him when Keane saw my name pop up.
It was a while ago now. I'll be honest, I don't remember exactly when you first commented and stuff. I do remember playing Dying Light, though. I do remember I got a lot of my following from that game. It was a good game. But yeah, I can't remember exactly your first comment and stuff. But I hope you felt welcome.
I had no clue who I was talking to, and I was like, you know what? And I'll probably follow him, see what I like. And now, like, I'm first. When I was starting, I was just like, you know what? We'll keep it small. I'll only follow people who are in the circle. But like, I've kind of like learned to, like, you know, just like explore a bit more, just like talk to people a bit more. And I think, and I just want to I'm just thinking about you, Goku, about you, Gavin, because like, I only know you from the
streams
through Keane, and
but I only know Goku. Oh, Gavin, through another streamer who I have in fact, because when I started playing Fallout 4, which was just before Dying Light, I think I met a streamer because I was trying to go around just introduce myself to as many streamers as possible, and just got to know him, and he was a good streamer. And then he messaged me one day going, "Hey, check out this guy who's streaming this. He was growing his channel. He wants some support." I went, "Oh, all right, I'll check him out, I guess." And it was a quiet little Irish boy.
Fuck, don't you wish I was still quiet?
just doing his thing, and I thought I'll give him a follow. I kept joining a few streams and that, and obviously I think when you first start out, it happens for everyone. You just see the confidence grow and grow and grow, and then when obviously they get more chatting stuff, you tend to chat more in chat. And as Snow said, that's how he met Gavin through my stream, and it's kind of like a big like a big stream link where you meet people.
It's such a weird circumstance for all of us to meet, but
like, I can actually still remember like how when I first had like a proper conversation with Gavin. So like I was just
was this the Batman thing?
Yeah, it was a Batman Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight, yeah, where I struggled on a mission.
It was in the it was in the final mission where there was on the police assault, and I was just like dropping you could just go into the Batmobile and just kill everyone, right? And and I was just like making sure, and I was just like I didn't know who I was dealing with, so I was just like making sure like he was he was all good. And to be honest with you, like, I actually thought
me to lash out or something.
Yeah, I was. In a way, well, to be fair, like now I know that you do lash out, but like
he's violent, guys. You should see the bruises.
I can reach the whole way to England.
There you can.
Well, like I was just thinking to myself, oh, this guy sounds like a very like someone in his 30s or something. Like he's probably like a nice guy. And I also like had an image of him wearing glasses, blonde, probably has long hair.
Well, I mean,
Legit.
you're not wrong.
There they are, the spectacles.
Glasses gang.
I
I
do
feel
have
left
glasses.
Glasses gang.
Damn my perfect vision.
Fuck you.
But yeah, I mean, we've talked a lot about Twitch, but like, why did you guys get into Twitch? I mean, I know Snow. Obviously, I mentioned it, Snow, and it kind of resonated from there. But I mean, you in particular, then Gavin, because we kind of know Snow has explained it. Why did you go into Twitch?
To be honest, it was literally I was out of a job over summer.
Yeah.
And I literally, like I was saying, I was bored. I was going mental from being bored so much. And my mate, one of my friends that I used to work with, actually streams as well. And he was doing like Twitch and Mixer and all the other stuff. And he was quite big, to be fair, but it was just like, I was just like, right, okay. And he was like, just do it, just fucking do it. He was like, you'll enjoy it. It's just playing games and talking to people. I was like, right, whatever. So I just literally sat down one day. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna turn my PS4 on, and I'm gonna stream from my PS4 with my shitty mic, no cam, no nothing. Like nobody could know who I looked like. I was just like, nope. And then I literally like, and I was like, I had it in my head. I was like, this is gonna be nothing. I was like, I'm gonna do this for like a week or two. I'm gonna get nowhere with it. I'm not gonna talk to anybody, and I'm just gonna end up quitting.
Yeah.
And having nothing.
No, like I was just gonna say like I would just one of the things I remember a lot from your streams were these noises, like because you didn't have a really good microphone, so like
you know what
just
it is?
like
it's this. It's literally this thing.
They kept like eating.
Yeah, because it just fucking like it's slightly loose. So if you knock it once, so if I move the cable in, it just starts fucking shaking, and I'm just like,
not being able to stop it.
Yeah, but now I actually have equipment.
It is. I think it is weird because I mean, again, I don't know about Snow. I know Gavin just mentioned it there, like, but it's strange that when you start, not everyone's like this. So a lot of people just go full in. But when you start off with very minimalist equipment because it's sensible. Because again, you don't know if it is going to go anywhere. A lot of people tend to start no camera, tend to start quiet and shy, and they don't know exactly how to talk to themselves because that's essentially what you're doing because you're not getting a response only through text. So you're asking questions to people that might not be there, or to bots, or to non-existent. Nobody in the chat in the first place. But then you see it, and we looked back early on one of my streams earlier in the week. We looked back at some of the older clips of me, and there was no camera. I sounded like this. I didn't really have any confidence. Just talk really plainly and stuff. And then now I'm like, let the lights come up and the camera's on and action and just really loud and energetic and stuff. And I think that one, you want to do it because it helps you stand out. But I don't think that's the main focus. I think the main focus is it's showing that person who went from being all quiet and like this is actually grown and more confident. Yeah. And I think it's cool to see, especially when you've been following someone for so long. You see the initial phase and you see, not the end phase because they're still going, but you see that transformation. Exactly. I think it's insane. It's
like
really good feeling.
It's funny you saying that some people like just start minimal. I actually like followed someone and this person who literally got like a very expensive like soundboard. Like it was like it was that hardware, not software. Like I know like Keane, I know you Keane try like experiment with soundboards, but you couldn't really find something good. But I know she like bought like spent some money on like this huge soundboard, and I was like, whoa, and I was looking up and that's so expensive. And I know the only thing I found her using it for was just like bleeping herself or something, or just like adding the beep noise or something. When I did my first stream, I was honestly so tempted to stop because it was just so. It was so. I had no it was just so terrible, and like it was a bit of a mess. Like the idea didn't go as I wanted it. I was stuttering, stammering. My confidence was just bleh. But like I'm not sure if you guys had any of that like feeling when you guys started your first stream. Like, did you guys feel after you finished your first stream that I don't think I can do this, or did you feel like
100%?
It was really I'll keep going. Or
I think if you don't feel that, you're either very confident or
or you're fooling yourself.
Yeah, that and or you've had some sort of experience in the field. I say feel like it's a job, but like this kind of hobby before. Because I mean, I remember the first game I ever streamed, I think was Stardew Valley, and it's not like a massively popular game on Twitch. It's got a fair few viewers, but it doesn't like reach 10,000 or anything like that. I think
but it has a following.
Yeah, it's got like 1,000 maybe at most at one time, and I was lucky enough to get people in. I wasn't streaming a game that has no views, and I wasn't streaming a game that had highly saturated. So I did get a few people join in. Very few talk to me and stuff, and I think I got like 1 or 2 followers, and I thought, well, that's cool. But I thought, because I didn't know anything about Twitch, I was like, is that enough followers for one stream? And then you join a really big stream and like, oh, here's 10 followers in the space of 10 minutes. That's insane. But it's like, obviously once I finished it, I was like, oh, I feel really awkward. And I listened back. I made the mistake. I listened back to it and I thought, oh, I sound really shy, awkward, and stupid. And I hate the sound of my own voice and all this kind of bollocks. and then I thought, you know what, I've done one. And I should mention actually at this point as well, I'm still I love streaming. I've got a decent following. But I'm still I still don't like telling people I do it. The people around me, because I don't necessarily want them to tune in and get to know this side of me. Not that it's a bad side, but it's a side that it's me. It's really me. I'm not putting an act on anything. So if they see it and they try and manipulate or use it or take the piss in my life, I'd think it's just, I don't want to give them that advantage or anything. So I try my best not to mention it to them or do anything. So it was hard. It's definitely hard to grow when you don't know anyone else doing it, but it is possible. It's definitely possible.
Oh yeah. Well, it's the same with me. Like I've only just sort of hit the goal I never thought I would hit to begin with. But like hit that goal. I have my following and my sort of like community and stuff, and it's amazing and stuff. But like as you said, like you don't want to let certain people know. Like the only people that know are like my family, because my family fucking live with me, and they're just like, if they question everything that fucking they hear that they hear.
Well, to be fair, it would be pretty strange if you were just talking to yourself in your room and then you were like, I'm not doing anything.
Well, they're the only people I tell about that, and like a couple of my friends that know I do it, because they're just like, why the and then they take, to be fair, they take the piss, but that's fine to me because I expect them to take the piss.
Yeah,
because that's how we are as a friends group type thing. Is just like I take the piss out of them for the shit they do, they take the piss out of me for the shit I do.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we've talked a lot about like Twitch, YouTube, and stuff, and like who we are and things. But I mean, like, can you genuinely see? And like, honest question, and if you had to answer it honestly, can you see it going anywhere? Do you think are we wasting his time doing it, or do you think that?
No, absolutely not.
Well, what are we referring to? Like, are we referring to our Twitch stuff here, or this, like the podcast?
Do we think that it can go anywhere, like anything, like as
so
individual
just
channels,
like just all of it together type thing?
Yeah, I mean, you can point out, I think this will go somewhere and this won't, and stuff like that. Very pessimistic if you say it about this on the first episode, though.
We're fucked. We should just call it cancelled.
I quit.
End it now.
No, like I would say, like this, I think can definitely take off.
Yeah.
This without a doubt could take off. Streaming wise and YouTube wise, for me personally, I don't think there'll be anything mad. Like I don't think I'll ever hit partner. That will never happen. Because that's the only real big goal left on Twitch.
Yeah.
And like getting like play buttons and all that shit on, and like making money off of YouTube, because YouTube's stuff is ridiculous to make money out of. I think you've got to have to even start ad revenue and stuff. You have to have like 10,000 subscribers. Yeah, well, no,
and have so much watch time.
Yeah, you have to have. I think it's 1,000. As far as I remember saying, I think it's 1,000 subscribers.
All right.
But then it's like so many, like I think it's like 4,000, like 40 odd thousand views or something.
Right.
Something to do with views anyway, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah. They're high goals, and I think they're understandable because there's a lot of people. Like I can't remember what the figure was for the affiliates, on how many affiliates there are on Twitch. I know it's a high number, but like I don't think there's high enough like partners.
No, there wouldn't be.
But, yeah, I don't know. Like I personally, like I would like to get to a point where like I think that's the dream, isn't it? Just like get to a point where like you can just do this for a living. But I don't think like even in a year, or 5 years, I'll probably be able to like sustain. I'll be able to get to a point where I can sustain myself from this.
Like I would be like the goal for me, the way I would be happy is if I could have a normal part-time job and have Twitch or YouTube providing the other half to keep me
That'd
going.
be awesome.
That would be enough for me. I'd be happy at that. Whether that whether that happens or not is a question, but like
I think
but like
it's just one of those things, isn't it? Like you obviously it's possible.
I'm not ruling it out, but
exactly.
In my head, I'm like I don't really see it happening. Not anytime soon, anyway.
No, people have done it, and you think, whoa, they've achieved loads from it and all this. Not necessarily just money or monetization, but they've achieved what they wanted to achieve, and some people have achieved what they didn't expect. But it's possible, but it's so hard to see. I mean, the people that have managed it, I guarantee will all say they didn't expect to get that far. Yeah. I don't think anybody does. I don't think anyone sits there and goes, I'm going to be the next biggest YouTuber. I'm going to beat PewDiePie in subscribers. And it's like, probably not. And if you
go after T-Series.
Yeah, if you think like that, it's probably not going to happen, I think. I think you need a realistic approach, because it's same when you're Twitch streaming. Like, if you expect to get a follower every single stream, you will just set yourself up for disappointment. Yeah. You'll want to give up quicker then.
Yeah, I've been really fortunate, because I think by the start of this year, I've got I think I managed to get 10 followers. By the end of last year, I think I was at 31 followers, but now I'm at 42, and that's
we should mention amazing. We're in January.
January,
13th.
Yeah. That's
so
2 weeks. So
yeah.
I don't know. Even though.
Yeah.
Just plug in my Twitch channel here.
But yeah, 100%. I think. I mean, and just for this is for anyone that's made it this far. If you have made it this far into the video, into
through
the podcast,
all of the rambling.
Yeah. For whatever way you're listening or watching this, you're probably thinking, oh wow, they're just very self-centric. They talk about themselves all the time. But this is the first podcast. The next podcast will have subject headings. They will have specific topics and stuff. This was kind of like a meet and greet, if you like, just to get to know us a little bit more.
But just to show you guys that we are human and we're not like robots, and we're not full of ourselves.
And to be fair, we are. Sorry, I was gonna say to be fair, with the next few episodes anyway, it's still gonna be an introductory sort of stuff, and people will learn our personalities a little bit more and why we get on the way we get on.
Oh, 100%. I see this video, if I'm being completely honest, with the way that I've seen myself following other YouTubers. This video is probably a video they'll watch after watching 10 other videos on the channel.
Yeah, and seeing how it all started.
Yeah, because they'll watch it and like, this is crap. But if they see the other videos and they're like, oh, this is interesting, I wonder what their older ones are, then they'll come back to this and then think, oh, okay, now I'll sit through it knowing what they do, if that makes sense. But it was worth doing, because it gives you guys out there a chance to know a little bit more about us and just learn a bit more about Ramlock, basically.
Yeah, this... we've talked about a lot of stuff. We've talked about our ups and downs, what we like, how we met each other, and I think it might seem to some people why I think people are probably asking themselves why should we care about us about all this? But the thing is we love this stuff. I don't know. I'm not the best talker of the group. I have a stammer. And I repeat words or say quite so many times, and it's just talking to and I think Twitch has definitely improved that, but I do definitely like talking about a lot of things, and I love film and I love movies and I love TV, comic books and loads of books. I've got a full bookshelf right there that I can talk about for hours about. It's just something that I really want Ramlock to be not just to talk about the stuff that we love, and most of that stuff we love is just talking about media, and that's the end of my sub story now.
No, but I know what you mean. It's something that I think we can all see, and we've mentioned it little bits throughout this video in particular. It's something we can all see growing, and especially with your guys' spot out there. I mean, you know, there's lots of channels out there to choose, and if you choose ours, we feel it's especially special. But you can always hit the subscribe button or hit that like button, and
it's gonna be on multiple platforms. So if you can't watch it on YouTube, we're gonna be publishing it to SoundCloud, or something
we're
like
gonna be
that.
looking.
It's
Spotify
like a Yeah, it's kind of like a visual podcast on
Yeah.
YouTube, and it's kind of like a regular podcast everywhere else. So hopefully you do like it, and do give us feedback in the comment section below. We do
Yes.
want to know how we're done and what you guys want to see from us, and all that kind of jazz.
Tell us who your favorite one is. That's
Yeah.
always
Yes. And who's the most attractive?
Tell you
That's
who your
definitely-
favorite one
I'm
is.
the Irish one. We're sexy. The accent.
We don't-
You love it.
A quarter Irish, and the rest is all Yorkshire.
This one section here is Irish on Ramlock.
This shoulder and lamb is Irish. The rest is
Irish
Yorkshire.
shoulder.
So
Hey,
love
if
it.
you want the Asian persuasion,
Asian persuasion.
I think this is a perfect place to end.
That needs to what we're done.
Why are my hands so clapping? There we go. Action.